My favorite question of all time. Hi everyone, I'm Leo Notenboom for AskLeo.com. I want to share with you today my favorite question. It's a question I get all the time. You ready? My favorite question is, it doesn't work. Now I'm sure that's not what you expected. I mean, it's not really even a question, is it? So why is it my favorite? Because there's nothing I can do. There's nothing for me to answer. And since there's nothing I can do, I move on quickly. Saves me time. You know when I say that I can't answer every question? This is one of those questions that when I get it, they get no response. Now you're probably saying, Leo, nobody asks that question. Do I get those exact words? No, I don't. But I get questions that boil down to that all the time, every day. For example, my printer doesn't work. I can't print. Attachments won't open. I can't log in. These are all essentially, it doesn't work. I get variations on this theme all the time, seriously. Now, I use the word favorite somewhat facetiously. In reality, these questions tend to frustrate me because either of two things have to happen. Either I have to embark on what is usually a frustrating game of 20 questions over email to try and get more information about whatever it is that's going on, or whoever asked it just isn't going to get an answer. They're not going to hear back from me at all. Since going back and forth trying to tease out more information is just frustrating for both parties, whoever asked the question as well as me, and since I'm usually short on time and long on questions, you can guess which of the two options is most likely to happen. I click next and I move on. Even though it saves me a lot of time, I guess it's not really my favorite question at all. I'd really rather be able to get you an answer. So, how do we tip the odds in favor of that happening? There's a long list of things I could say, but I'll prioritize three things. Three things that, if at least thought about for every question, would greatly increase the chances of my being able to answer them. Heck, it doesn't even have to be the questions asked of me. This applies to asking a question about computers of just about anyone that you hope might be able to help you. So for all of us who are trying to answer questions or provide support, help us help you by at least thinking about these three things. You ready? First, tell me what software you're running. What version of Windows at a minimum? What program are you running that's giving you difficulty? Is it a program on your PC? Or is it something you're accessing via your web browser? And if so, which browser are you using? Second, include the exact text of any error message you get. If you tell me something that starts out with, it said something like, that's not good enough. Computers are darned picky, and the devil is in those details. Something like could mean hundreds of different errors or problems. The exact text of the exact error is a huge shortcut to understanding a lot of the issues that I hear about every day. Third, what was it you were doing at the time you had this problem? More than just running your computer. What actions, what keystrokes, what specifically were you doing when whatever it was didn't work? No, sometimes one or more of those things, they're just not going to apply to your question. I get that. That's okay. But at least think about each one in turn and include the information if it makes sense to you. I could go on, of course. I mean, there's tons of things that would be wonderful if everybody included in their questions. I know that terminology is difficult, but you know, it could actually be worth the time to learn what some of the right words are to avoid being misunderstood. I know the world is becoming seamless, I guess, but it could be worthwhile to really understand the difference between a program running on your computer and a website that you access using your browser. The two are confused very often, and they are very, very different things. I know Microsoft makes it incredibly frustrating, but it could really help to understand the difference between Outlook and Outlook.com. Something that simple, because it's not simple. These are two completely different things. If you tell me Outlook, that's something completely different than Outlook.com. Like I said, I could go on. Focus on those top three. The software you're running, the error messages that you're getting, and the steps that you took. And you'll be miles ahead of a lot of the questions that I see. Let's face it, anything is better than it doesn't work. So if you're seeing this anywhere but on AskLeo.com, I'm going to put a URL right up here. That's the place to go where you'll find this video embedded on one of the Ask Leo pages and the opportunity to leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on question answering, question asking. Why is it? Are there situations where it doesn't work? Really should be enough. I can't think of any. I have to prioritize what I do, so the more information I get, the clearer the question, the better I'm able to help you. It's really that simple. Let me know what you think about that. Leave a comment down below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you again next week. Take care, everyone. Have a good one. If you're watching anywhere but on AskLeo.com, head out there and leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you think. AskLeo.com is absolutely where all the action is. If you have tech questions, that's what the site's all about. Visit AskLeo.com and search for your answer. I've got over 4,000 answers out there, or submit your question out there as well. If you're not subscribed to my weekly newsletter, now's a great time. Each week I send out the latest answers and other interesting news and commentary to something approaching 60,000 folks just like you. Visit newsletter.askleo.com to browse the newsletter archives and to subscribe. Ask Leo Books has my latest selection of books on topics ranging from backing up to internet safety and more. I'm adding and updating things, so you might want to head out there and check them out. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, I'm Leo Notenboom for AskLeo.com.